UFC Fight Night, Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree is going down this weekend. It's definitely going to be a better fight night than last week. So let's get straight into this shit. We're starting with the main event. Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. I'm going back and forth on this fight like crazy. This is good matchmaking. Finally, the UFC knows how to put two good styles against each other. They're both durable. They both fought Pereira. They both got knocked out by Pereira. Khalil Rountree did a little better than Jamahal Hill did against Pereira. We know that. But that doesn't tell the story of the fight. I keep thinking MMA math, but I gotta slow down. MMA math does not always add up. We all know this shit. But if we're looking at their records, yeah, Jamahal Hill, he's coming off 2 KO losses. Or TKO losses. Alex Pereira knocked him out with a left hook. And then Yuri, he TKO'd him in round 3. Yuri looked better than ever, though. We got to remember that. Khalil Rountree, he hasn't had a win since 2023 against Anthony Smith. After that, he fought Pereira. Yeah, he surprised a lot of people. I think he won the first 2 rounds. He dropped Pereira in the second round. Pereira went way too high with the head kick. Khalil Rountree countered that. Khalil Rountree had his 5 minutes of fame there, but after that, Pereira got in the flow state and knocked him out with uppercuts. They're both lefties, which is pretty rare to see 2 southpaws fighting each other. Now, Jamahal Hill does switch stances, though. Against Yuri, he switched to orthodox, was landing the right hand. Then he switched to southpaw, was landing the left hand. Jamahal Hill also has the longer reach. Even though he has the longer reach, he likes to get in the pocket. He likes to get in that dirty boxing range, clinch the back of his opponent's head. He'll pull you down into his uppercuts. He'll start throwing hooks. He likes getting in dirty boxing range. And then he'll follow it up with a knee. Jamahal Hill does not throw a lot of kicks. Now, Khalil Rountree will be throwing all the kicks. Jamahal Hill throws punches and knees. He usually sticks to that. Khalil Rountree does have the speed advantage. And Khalil Rountree has a reach disadvantage. So when Khalil Rountree starts throwing his strikes, he needs to make sure Jamahal Hill's pressed against the cage. When Khalil Rountree was fighting Pereira, he was just missing his strikes by an inch. He was just missing by a centimeter. All right, let's go Jamahal Hill. He's the hometown guy. He's from Michigan. I'm going with Sweet Dreams. All right, going into the co-main event, we got the tallest lightweight I've ever seen, Ignacio Bahamondes versus Rafael Fiziev, someone who's talked about going to featherweight before. I picked Justin Gaethje to beat Fiziev in his last fight. I ended up getting that pick right because Fiziev hasn't fought in so long. His last win was in 2022 against RDA. That wasn't enough for me. Then he had that injury against Gamrot. Then he lost to Gaethje again. Bahamondes, though, he fought on the same card as Fiziev. UFC 313. He beat the brakes off Jalen Turner. They started throwing heat in the very first minute of the round. Somehow, Ignacio pulled half guard. Jalen Turner followed him to the ground. And Ignacio Bahamondes tapped him out with a triangle. Now, I know it's easy to beat Jalen Turner on the ground. Moicano did it. Bahamondes did it. But I think Bahamondes would have beat Jalen Turner in the stand-up as well. Watch the fight against Manuel Torres. Ignacio Bahamondes sniped him with that left hand so many times. He can crack with the right hand as well. I think he's mostly orthodox, if I'm not mistaken. I think Bahamondes is the future of lightweight, to be real. I don't see where Fiziev's going to win. He can't pick him apart from the outside. Bahamondes is too rangy. And if he gets close, his kicks won't come into play. Just watching them fight on the same night. Sure, Fiziev was part of fight of the night. Yeah, he gave Gaethje a run for his money. Sure, Gaethje's a more formidable opponent than Jalen Turner. But Bahamondes has looked way more impressive to me his last 3 fights than Fiziev's looked his last 3 fights. I'm going Bahamondes. On to the heavyweight fight. We got Curtis Blaydes fighting Rizvan Kuniev. Curtis Blaydes, his last fight was for the interim title against Tom Aspinall. Yeah, he lost in 1 round, but Tom Aspinall's whooped everybody in the first round. Aside from John Jones the Duck, who's running away. Curtis Blaydes did land a few punches when Tom Aspinall was entering, trying to crack him. Curtis Blaydes has beaten a lot of guys in the UFC's top 10. Who the hell is Rizvan Kuniev? I'm going Curtis Blaydes. He beat Thomas Almeida, one of the scariest grapplers in the heavyweight division. He beat Tom Aspinall, yeah, by a fluke injury, by a knee injury, but he beat him. Who else did he beat? I know he beat some really strong top guys in heavyweight. He's proved himself over and over again. I'm not picking Rizvan Kuniev. Who the hell is that? You got to prove yourself if you're a heavyweight. Otherwise, you're just a fat blob that doesn't stand out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys Saturday. Peace.